What's going on? I'm here at the Van Buren train station in Chicago to talk a little bit about something I like to call the E major engine. Why do I call it the E major engine, you may ask? Very simple. What I do is I take your standard E major chord, which is a shape that all guitar players should be relatively comfortable with and know, without having to look it up in a book or anything like that. And what I do is I do a little right hand slapping and finger picking with just a hammer-on exercise on this E major chord. So again, in the left hand, all we're going to do is take the standard E major chord and we're just going to bounce with it. Just bringing it up and down on the neck. Nothing else. We're not moving it, we're not sliding, nothing. We're just bouncing this E major chord up and down on the neck. Okay? And it's a very simple idea. If you want to get used to it, that's what you want to do. Just take your E major chord, lift it up, bring it down, and try and get some sound out. You know, the more sound you get, the better this will go. All right? So you want to kind of hear that chord going. Even if it's not a lot of volume, remember you will be strumming it with your right hand, which I'm going to go through right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb, and we're going to take that nice little edge of the bone, and we're just going to slap it on that low E on your guitar string. And that's going to kind of help us keep the timing of it's going to keep going. Think of that as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what we're going to do with the low E. And again, it never changes. What we do in the right hand is we take our first, second, and third finger. What we're going to do is pluck on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. Okay? And those are the same place where our notes are in our E major chord. So we got the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. So between every thumb hit, what we do is we stick one of those E major notes in. So the chord is up, and then we pluck the note, and then bring the chord down. When it's slow, it still has a nice sound to it. Again, it's not necessarily the speed that makes it have that E major sound. Actually, you know, kind of slow and chunking through it. In the beginning can kind of sound like that train getting moving. Again, you know, this is taken from like a real live sound. It's not necessarily a guitar that I'm imitating, it's something in the real world. So it doesn't have to sound perfect, doesn't have to sound real tight and pristine right away. Have fun with it, you know, kind of get it, that train trucking along, you know, getting started slow. They don't just go from 0 to 60, you know, they move. And they build up that speed over time. So it's the same way you can treat this E major engine like. Start slow, making sure that you're getting clean hammer-ons, making sure that you're plucking the strings nice and easy, making sure that you're comfortable with the right hand technique. In addition to the E major engine, something I like to toss in there is something I call a G whistle. Now what the G whistle is it's just taking our A note on our 3rd string and our D note on our 2nd string, and we just take that, it's right out of the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic up into the major. We slide that shape up a whole step to the B and E note, okay? I call it the G whistle because it's out of the G major pentatonic scale. So all we do is when we're playing the E major engine, go through it about 3 or 4 times, toss in the G whistle, and you got yourself kind of an authentic bluesy sounding riff or lick or whatever you want to look at it. And then I usually come down off the G whistle, just the open E minor pentatonic scale. So all together.